music lovers. My name's Chris Murphy. I'm a music teacher here in Santa Monica, California. I have a little music school called the Black Tree School. I teach violin, mandolin, fiddle, guitar, and musicianship. And I wanted to talk a little bit about my relationship with the mandolin and my philosophy and approach to teaching it. I started playing the mandolin in the 80s when I was around 15, and I loved how historical and charming it is, and I love the sound of it. And my original hero was David Grisman, who I saw on the back of a Maria Muldaur album, Midnight at the Oasis, and there's pictures of all the studio musicians, and there was David Grisman with a mandolin. And I've had a wonderful time studying it my whole life, and I think there's a lot to be said for it. It's a beautiful instrument, it's a refreshing voice, and it has a lot of great musical roles that it plays in any given style, from melody to harmony, to chords, to rhythm, to being percussive, to being atmospheric. So one of the things that I do like to illuminate on is that certain people come to the mandolin or are interested in it because they think it's easier than the other instruments. And I don't know that that is necessarily true. To play any of the instruments, guitar, violin, mandolin, banjo, piano, drums, it really requires a dedication and a perseverance that you need to commit to. So I want to support everyone's interest in it, and also let you know that it is a certain amount of work, and it's very rewarding work. One of the first things I like to have people do right away is to get used to holding the pick in their right hand and having the mandolin sit in a comfortable place in their body, and get used to holding a pick and picking the individual open strings. That's me. I'm holding the pick between my first finger and thumb, and my fingers are not tightly curled but kind of relaxed, and I'm leaning my hand on the bridge, on the south side of the bridge, so to speak, where between the bridge and the end of the strings here, and I'm anchoring my wrist there, yet my whole arm is kind of liquid, a word I like to use a lot, relaxed and open, and my fingers are taking a naturally relaxed but curved grip, and I'm resting the mandolin on this part of my hand here. And I'll spend as much time as I need with my students getting them to feel natural and comfortable on the mandolin and getting used to these individual strokes. So one of the strokes we begin with is learning to pick open strings. Getting each note to ring clearly, getting your upstroke to be as loud as your downstroke. And then we'll introduce the left hand. And this action right here is the crux of playing the mandolin. Sending out a neurological command that tells this finger to push down at the same moment we're pushing the pick down with this. So it takes a little while, and I have a whole bunch of exercises and etudes that I share with my students to make them develop this in a kind of theoretical way and in a complete way. So we'll build one finger at a time. And then build into a scale. And really get comfortable pushing down the strings, toughening our fingers up, learning to subdivide. I inject a fair amount of musicianship along the way. I believe that to play music sincerely and musically and with conviction and quality, you need to hear what you're doing. You need to have something called relative pitch. You've probably heard the term before, but this is developed through a technique called ear training. Every musician in the world learns to develop their ear so that they can hear intervals, hear rhythms, reproduce modality and melody, and it's very difficult to learn to put your fingers someplace without really hearing it. It's very difficult to be musical doing that. So I get people doing ear training and intro to music theory at every step of the way, so we're understanding what we're doing, and we're able to articulate it through the instrument, through our singing, through our ears, through rhythms, and scales are a great way to develop that. And then right away we start playing melodies. Those are all notes that lie within the D major scale, and a great way to learn the intervals is to learn a simple song like that, or So we start learning basic melodies, we start working on our technique, and then we start learning the chords that go along with the songs. In the different keys. And then we start learning how to use the mandolin as a rhythm instrument. So we right away start treating the instrument like we're capable of playing it, and we're just going to develop more and more technique on it. And I have a 2-hour lesson that I teach, and I go over everything every week with someone like a personal trainer. I work on your abs, I work on your leg muscles, I work on your core strength, I work on your aerobic ability, I work on your cardiovascular. And I develop all the muscle groups and I tie it in together, and I'm training you like a musical athlete, and you will find that you learn the mandolin and the instrument much faster by developing this our intellectual and cerebral side as well. Anyway, I love folk music, jazz, classical, bluegrass, tango, ethnic music. They're all things that I really enjoy playing and teaching, and give me a call sometime and we can try out a lesson. Thank you.